and Sean, breaking through the noise, serving real talk, the genuine choice. No pretense, no hidden schemes, just sports passion fueling dreams. From the field to the court, every play that's made, real takes over fake debates. Turn it up, hear the honest sound, unfiltered sports all year round. Discussions pure, no masquerade, real takes over fake debates. Turn it up. Over fake debates. Real takes. Over fake debates. Real takes over fake debates.
And we are live. SBtalksports Sean Webb, real takes over fake debates. It is Monday. Sean, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, SB. How you doing this Monday?
Chilling, man. Yeah, you know, the city of Chicago was just on fire. Caleb Williams definitely got the city turned up right now. But besides that, you know, cannot complain. If you guys watching on any platform, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. I don't know why a couple comments here deleted out of here, but I see Tiff in the chat, go James in the chat, Daniel Berry in the chat right now. Salute everybody. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. We got a lot of NFL things to talk about. DK Metcalf gets suspended for punching a fan in the face. Obviously, I just brought up Caleb Williams with a spectacular overtime touchdown to beat the Green Bay Packers at Chicago. Lamar Jackson is day-to-day. The Kansas City Chiefs are literally leaving Arrowhead, but still would be in Kansas.
Well, they're in Missouri now. They're going to Kansas.
Well, yeah, they're going to Kansas. So they're really going to be, you know. Then also, he's going to have, because Tiff has been saying this for a while, so I kind of made this segment for kind of Tiff too, and I kind of spoiled the name because I told Sean I wasn't going to tell him the names in here. Tiff's been asking for her to get rid of her coach, so we will have a segment in the show today to talk about, is it time to move on from certain people? I didn't gave Sean a hint. That was the one I didn't want to give him a hint. Also, we got some Monday Night Football tonight, and also real take or overreaction. There's some things in here. But let's get into something light first before anything. Salute True in the chat too. Dolphins are likely to start quitting unions for the remainder of the season, which means Tua will be bitch for the rest of the season. Do you like this move? Is it a good move, Sean? Is it the perfect timing for this move? Because I believe the Dolphins are eliminated from playoff contention. Yes, they are, with a 6-9 record.
Yeah, I mean, from the Dolphins' perspective, obviously making the decision to bench Tua is as much about play as it is about his contract and the fact that he's owed a lot of guaranteed money. No, he's owed $56 million guaranteed after a few days after the league year starts next year. They're very much in a very tough situation because they don't have a GM. First of all, they got to hire a GM, and then they got to figure out, you know, what Mike McDaniel's future is, you know, as the head coach, whether or not he'll be coming back or not. Obviously, that's to be determined. For the Dolphins, though, there's some different ways that they could potentially make a move with this contract. And I will reference Brock Osweiler. And many people may remember Brock Osweiler got signed to a huge free agent contract by the Houston Texans after helping lead the Broncos to, a Super Bowl. He played quite a bit during that Super Bowl season. It turned out to be a bad contract for the Texans. So the Texans attached a second-round pick to trade that contract to Cleveland. And Cleveland was basically trading for the pick. And obviously they had the cap space at the time to take on the contract. So there's precedence for it. Now, again, is there an NFL team out there that says, hey, we're willing to take this contract on? Are Tua and his folks willing to work through some contract restructuring so it's less of a cap hit on the Dolphins, even though the Dolphins may have to pay some of that contract in a restructure? That's to be determined. But as of now, it would appear that Tua has played his last game for the Miami Dolphins and will obviously be on another NFL roster next year.
Yeah, I also think like with Tua's situation, it's going to be hard to move him because of the injury history. And even if you want him on your team, is he going to be worth the trouble of the money that you go, or you go get your money? I'm gonna just say honest. Are you gonna get your money's worth out of Tua? Probably not. And I think a lot of NFL teams are looking even at the Deshaun Watson situation, where the majority of his contract he hasn't played. I think how many years have you been with the Browns now so far?
It's been 4 years,
and I don't even believe he played 2 years worth of football.
He has not.
So teams look at things like that, and Brandon Katz. I don't even think that it's that Miami don't want Tua to get hurt. It's just time is up. Like NFL it's a revolving door, especially at that quarterback position. If you're not getting the job done at some point in time, they're gonna get you up out of it. Honestly, I'm surprised yours didn't. They didn't bench Tua for yours. I think did he play a game this season? Let me see. Quinn.
Yours? I don't think he played in a game. I think Zach Wilson might have gotten in a game late in the game. But, you know, the big issue with Tua is obviously he has not been the same in some time. Mm-hmm. People can, you know, relate to the concussions, but this is really about performance. And obviously Tua's performance has not been up to par this season and up to expectation based on the contract they're paying him. What his future is in the NFL, again, I think he will be on an NFL roster just because he is an experienced NFL quarterback. Yeah, but I don't think he's guaranteed a starting job anywhere next year. I think he will be going somewhere where either A, he'll have to compete, or B, he'll likely have to be a backup and, you know, potentially, you know, fight, you know, to rebuild his value on the open market. And I'm gonna just throw out an example. I don't think they'll trade for him because they can't. But I think someplace like Kansas City would make sense,
especially with the Mahomes and all the being out.
Mahomes being out, and obviously we know Andy Reid's success with quarterbacks. So Kansas City would make a lot of sense if it's on a reasonable deal, which it would have to be for Kansas City's sake.
And from what I'm looking at, Quentin Ewers has played the last game against the Bengals. This last game, that's the only game he really played. So that's the only game he played. So yeah. I'm like honestly shocked they didn't start him by now. Honestly, I would have been played him. But yeah, the Dolphins cook. Because looking at this playoff picture, I'll be coming into this year, Sean. I'm gonna say this with the teams that's out right now. This is why I love the NFL. This is why I love football. A lot of teams that we thought was gonna be at places are not at places, and there's a lot of teams at the top of their conference who we didn't believe was going to be at the top of their conference too. So let's make the NFL good. But speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm glad you brought them up because this nasty stadium, Arrowhead, you know, I don't like it. But, you know, we got some Chargers real estate in there too, by the way, Sean. But the Chiefs are leaving Arrowhead and relocating across Kansas-Missouri border. It says the Kansas City Chiefs announced Monday they will be leaving their longtime home at Arrowhead Stadium for a new dome stadium that will be built across the Kansas-Missouri state line and be ready for the start of the 2031 season. How you feel about this?
Well, obviously, it doesn't come as a big shock when you talk about, you know, the Chiefs. They've been trying to get a new stadium for some time. This is the new NFL. You can't play in the old antiquated stadiums anymore. Now everybody wants obviously a newer stadium, but also more than likely a dome stadium or at least a retractable roof stadium, which it appears the Chiefs will be getting. If you can't work it out with the state of Missouri, obviously they play in Kansas City, Missouri. There's Kansas City, Kansas, right across the border. So, you know, certainly it makes a lot of sense. Obviously there's tax, base incentives and things to consider. There's population things to consider. But to be very frank, the Chiefs have become such a big brand over the last several years as the NFL's essentially newest dynasty, so to speak. This makes a lot of sense for them. But they're a team that's going to be in transition in these next couple of years anyway, and this will be kind of the cap to their transition. Obviously, they're not leaving the area, but they are leaving the state of Missouri.
Only thing is another team that's trying to relocate too, and I would believe they would try to get a dome too. Or is it good to okay, how do I say this? Is it a good idea to get rid of your home field advantage that you have with your location, with like the weather? Because I remember when the Dolphins were hot, Tyreek Hill had to play them in the playoffs, and nobody could stop the Dolphins. The only thing that stopped the Dolphins was the weather. They did not look the same in the cold. But now think about the Chiefs had a dome during that time. I can't 100% guarantee the Chiefs would beat the Dolphins. So is it worth losing that home field advantage?
Well, so I think two things to consider when you talk about home field advantage. One, is it a dome or is it a retractable roof stadium?
But if it's snow, would you retract your roof though?
So snow is different than cold. I think if it's snowing, you have the dome covered. But if it's cold, you may use the cold as to your advantage with a retractable roof stadium.
Okay.
So I think that's really what it comes down to. But also when you think about, and I don't want to think about just the player home field advantage. I also want to think about the fan home field advantage of you're sitting in these stadiums. It's freezing outside. A lot of people don't want to sit outside in these cold weather games, even though, obviously, full well being in the Chi, that's just kind of what it is. But even then, that's starting to get
a little air warmers, but
exactly. It only going to keep you warm, so much. So I think, and also just thinking about it in the bigger picture, SB, the bigger picture also is these markets also want to be in position to host Super Bowls and to bid for Super Bowls. The best way to do that is to have a stadium that either is a dome or a retractable roof. And so that's also, I think, part of the Chiefs thinking here as well, is that we want to be able to host Super Bowls while we're still a Super Bowl contender, presumably.
Yeah, and they said they're not moving that far. So that's
it's really like, I won't say across the street, but it's kind of like right across the border.
Yeah. And then like you said, I think more of like the Super Bowl thing too. Like you want to host it, and also some teams trying to actually like own the stadium too. So that helps when it's like your stadium too. See, he said this year's Super Bowl will be truly crazy. What's Super Bowl at this year? Vegas?
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. Oh yeah. That's gonna be good weather out there. But Sean, this is Tiff probably not gonna like this one, because this might put the nail in the coffin. Lamar Jackson is day-to-day with significant back contusion. So that means he's in pain. Now, do I believe they're gonna probably give him that old pain shot and throw him back out there 100%? Do I think it would be a good idea? Probably not, but it's football, so you always gonna go out there and play, because the Ravens are on the chase to make the playoffs. But I think the Steelers might have to lose out for them to win, because I think the only way the Ravens are gonna get in now is if they win a division.
Yes,
they still got a chance, but if the Steelers win out, I think they should be good. I think everybody got how many more games left? 2 more games?
Two.
Yeah, so that means the Ravens have to win out, and the Steelers will have to lose out for them to possibly make it. But does this Lamar injury put the nail in the coffin for the Ravens?
You would think it does if he can't play. Now, I will say Tyler Huntley did come in and play pretty well last night for him, and when they brought him back, he played, pretty well in the Chicago game, I believe it was.
Yeah, he did. He snapped.
So they have an experienced guy who can do a lot of things, some things similar to Lamar, but obviously, Snoop Huntley's not Lamar, if we're being honest. No. The bigger issue for me with the Ravens, is the game management problems continue to arise, and last night was, typical Ravens game management under John Harbaugh these last several years, and they've been just good enough that they've been able to, kind of, put that stink under deodorant, and now they're not. and
I know Tiff didn't like that.
It's come to fruition, and taking nothing away from the Patriots and Drake May, they played really well in the second half in particular. But that said, if Lamar is healthy, Lamar is going to play because that's Lamar. But it may be too little, too late because, again, as you said, they need some help, and they do have another head-to-head against the Steelers as well. So
I think that's going to determine the who make the playoffs. I think that game, and that's why I would say the NFL did get right recently with like the schedule changes and the added games, putting the divisional games at the end of the season was fire move to do. I'm not gonna lie. So I think they play week 18? They play next week.
Week 18, yeah. Steelers play at Cleveland next week, and the Ravens play the Packers.
Yeah, so if the Steelers lose and the Ravens beat the Packers, yeah, that game, I might have to tune into that one. Now, speaking of the Steelers, he said there's no need to put Lamar in danger with this Ravens team. Only reason why I say it is a reason to, because Sean, if I'm being honest, and you can be honest with me, tell me if I'm wrong. This is the most wide open Super Bowl chance we haven't seen in years.
Mm-hmm.
It's legitly like, okay, who said, I'm just going order. Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, Rams, 49ers, Packers. I'm not going to count the Panthers.
Right.
Can all legitly go on. I know what Michael Parsons be announced his question with the Packers, but legitly can make the Super Bowl. It's wide open. Now we go to the AFC. Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Texas. Possibly the Ravens. Colts out because they ain't good. All legitly can make the Super Bowl. It's no team. It's no team higher than no other team. Like true, like I wouldn't sound crazy saying your Patriots can make the Super Bowl right now because that's how open it is. It's not crazy to say my Chargers can make it. It's wide open. Both conferences are wide open. It's legitimately wide open. So honestly, to take that risk, this would be the year to take that risk. Honestly,
I mean, until you're officially eliminated, if your Lamar or your quarterback is healthy enough to play, and again, the Packers are in the same situation now with Jordan Love, and potentially Malik Willis if he has to play because he got hurt late in the Bears game Saturday night as well. Until you're officially eliminated, I think, again, if a guy's healthy enough to play, he's likely going to play because guys want to go to the playoffs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The issue for me, again, is, Lamar's been dealing with health issues all season.
Yep.
It's a back contusion, which is basically a bruise on the back. Apparently, it didn't really like the way the play went down, but that's a different conversation. That said, if Lamar is healthy enough to play against Green Bay, he's going to play. So that I think we need to go ahead and get that out of the way now. And let me respond to Brandon Katz. The flex games are for Sunday night, not Monday night. They don't flex games to Monday night because they contractually they can't.
Can't do it.
The Sunday games get flexed to the early games get flexed to Sunday night football, just for clarity.
Yeah, because then also I was like, you really look at the Monday night football game. Sometimes when they put the schedule together, nobody thought the Colts was gonna be good. So I give you today, this Monday game, but 50-50. But if you look back to last Monday, you got the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, where everybody thought Aaron Rodgers was gonna be nice. With the Dolphins, everybody thought the Dolphins were gonna get back on track. Nobody knew Tyreek Hill was gonna break his leg. And same. Then you go to the last week before that, Eagles versus Chargers. That's a good game. So it's not like all the Monday night games have been bad. If I even go to the Monday night, Giants and Patriots, well, that would have probably been a stinker, but thinking beginning of the year, but look how good the Patriots is. So it hit. You never know. Sometimes you got to take those risks. What the NFL do, they don't just always go off who was good last year. Because look at the Commanders.
Right.
Salute. He said the Bears are not making the Super Bowl. They can. The NFC is wide open. Right?
To your point, SB, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is a year, and again, this is great for the NFL when you talk about parity. There's not a dominant team in either conference where you say this team absolutely is going to the Super Bowl, right? I mean, and I think that's a good thing for the NFL because that's what the NFL has always wanted, with some level of parity. A 7 seed can go beat a 2 seed in the playoffs, and it probably won't be a big shot.
No. If Michael Parsons was healthy, because right now it would be. I'm gonna do the AFC since we want to say I'm being biased with the Bears. All right, right now the Texans are the 7 seed. They have played the Patriots. Would anybody be shocked if the Texans beat the Patriots in the first round?
With that defense, no.
With that defense, no. I wouldn't even say the Patriots choked at the two because the Texans that good. Even with the Bears versus the Packers, because that's what the 2 seed, 7 seed is matchup right now.
That game go either way. We just saw that. We just saw 2 games that could have gone either way.
Either way, that's all we said. The Eagles played the Eagles, the 3 seed against the 49ers. If the 49ers beat the Eagles, I would not be shocked with how bad that offensive coordinator is. It's nobody that's dominant. That's all we said. That's it. We don't be shocked now. Look, I'm gonna say this: it's gonna be 2 teams that nobody thought was supposed to be in the Super Bowl gonna be in the Super Bowl. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Except maybe the Eagles. If the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised. Right. They are the defending champs. But other than that, to your point, yeah.
And next up on the list, let's go ahead and get it out the way. Because we talking about them Steelers. I had to go through the comments real quick. DK Metcalf punches a fan. So it was a lot of different tweets and things going on. Even Ocho and Uncle Shay Sharp had something to say about it. We're going to play a clip from them. But long story short, it's saying that the guy claimed that he called DK by his full name. People around DK and DK's side are saying that he called his mother the C word, and he called DK the N word that legitimately got him punched in the face. Hold on, I'm trying to share my screen so we can actually watch the clip and watch, see what Shannon Sharp and Ocho got to say about this. Sean, let's play the clip. It looked like, and also when I looked at the comments, it looked like DK grabbed him first and then hit him with a little Hayugen, hit him with a Street Fighter. So he had to say something now, but let's see.
Yeah, I'm just I got word. Obviously, I'm not condoning, putting your hands on the fan or punching the fan, but he did call him a racial slur. He called him the N-word, and he did call his mama. And I think with those words being exchanged and the fan saying that, I think that's where the action, occurred where he threw. I think he threw a punch. I'm not sure if he connected or whatever, but he did call him the N-word, and he called his mama. I guess
the C word. Just say the C word, Ocho.
Oh, my bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, okay, but yeah. He did that. So he called him the N-word and the C word. That's a bad combination. A bad combination, right. And it caused DK to react. I'm sure he would have to deal with some type of discipline. You know how the NFL is. No matter what's said, they want you to be able to control yourself in that situation. But I understand. I agree,
because that's not. I think the guy was giving his side of it. He said all he did was call him by his government name, and I'm like, I'm sure a lot of people called him by. He's heard his government name called before.
Okay, we're gonna go too much on the clip, but Sean, also chat. I want y'all to tell me, because I see Brad Cass said DK is a clown in the chat. Let me know. Was DK in the wrong? Was he right? Let me know. But Sean, how about you? Do you feel like DK was in the wrong and right? And how you feel about this situation?
2 things. Number one, obviously, the person with the most to lose is going to appear wrong.
Yep. Because they already got the lawyer. They already got the lawyers ready. They finna sue DK.
Right. Now, if some of the things that have come out about this are true, this is the same fan who last year when DK was in Seattle and Seattle played in Detroit, he had an altercation with because the fan crossed the line.
The same fan?
The same fan.
How he didn't get banned the last time?
So again, apparently DK did report it to NFL security. So the fact that the fan was at the game, I think, might have been a bit of a shock because it was reported and the fan was still allowed to come to the game and have their tickets. So I want to say that first and foremost. There's a line though that shouldn't be crossed. Fans can chide players. They can get on them about missing shots and dropping passes and throwing in. They can do all of that. But when you cross the line into name calling, and when you use that $1 million word, that N word, that is used, in my opinion, way too much in society, too freely. But when you use that, I'm fine with whatever happening to you. So the fact that the guy got punched in the mouth, if in fact he used the word and called DK's mother the C word, which I'm not going to say the word, but I can imagine what that is. You know, I don't really do this on this show. You should have got your ass whipped.
And if he would have on the street, he probably wouldn't talk to DK like that.
Right. Now, here's where I would have wished what I wish DK would have done. I wish DK would have said, "Hey, do me a favor. After the game, come down here and meet me on the field." That's what I wish he would have done.
Yeah, like, hey man, let him through. Yeah, he cool. Let him through. Yeah. And then choke the liver life out of him. Yes, because last I checked, the stands are not bulletproof, and they don't prevent you from getting your ass whipped. No, they don't.
So come down here on the field and say it. There's a group, a segment of people who are feeling real beholden right now. And at the end of the day, if you're gonna cross that line, you can come down to the field and say it. Say what you said. And whatever happens to you, happens to you. Now, if you're bold enough and bad enough to do that, so be it. But the stands do not protect you.
No, the stands don't protect you. And Brandon Cass, like for your company, said Metcalf has maturity issues for a long time. He had anger issues in Seattle too. Even if that's the case, Brandon Cass, it's still a line that should not be crossed. We are still human. All DK is a guy with a job, a luxury job that we all like. People got to still remember that we still human beings. We still put our pants on every day when we walk out. We are same. That's what people I think sometimes misconstrue. Because yes, DK probably could have his problems or anything else. But when it comes to situations like this, I think sometimes fans get lost in the allure of what's going on, or knowing the fact that, hey, this person got this much to lose, so I can say any and everything to you to get away with it. That don't make it right. That don't make it right at all, because you're only doing this because you know what will happen if I uppercut you like this. He know DK, like you said, he know DK got a lot to lose, and whoever always got the most to lose always look like they're in the wrong situation. Now, only thing DK did wrong is, like you say, he shouldn't have just not hit the fan from the stands. What happened, what he should have probably done was like, if it was that to the point, hey, bring me to the field. Because there's not, remember the guy from the UFL had not slapped the fan. Because people got to start realizing that, like, it's a line you don't cross, and I'm still a human being. Because then what if DK was one of those players that didn't care about what he had to lose? We see players go to the stands before, so don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Now you said Metcalf chose to approach his fans in the stands in the middle of a game, which is just but Brandon Cass, we human. You telling me if somebody say something about like your mom like this, or call you the N word, and they from a different race, so you know that's not no good intent by the word. I'm not mad at you for how you reacted, or mad at you about feeling the way about it. I just think he just messed up because you got the most to lose. And you can tell that DK wasn't that much in the wrong, because they only suspended him 2 games. They could have said you done for the season. Even though these 2 games are very important to have DK Metcalf, is only 2 games left, they could have finished him for the rest of the season. And I knew I was different to say he took the words right in my mouth. It's different from heckling a friend and being disrespectful. It's 2 different things. That's the line. That's the line. Because also we got to have accountability for the fans. You can't, like, come on, man. If you, Brandon Cass, you think you go to a basketball game and then you call LeBron, let's say LeBron mom, all type of things, call LeBron the N-word and all this, and say such, and then LeBron go slap you, and then you gonna be like, oh man, LeBron's so immature, but we found out why he slapped you. No, you did that to yourself. Told you, don't. Hey, the stands don't say, the lines don't say, we are still human beings at the end of the day. And
I'm gonna say this, SB, just real quick. And I'm saying this as someone who, obviously, I'm in my mid-40s, so I got a different probably take on this than many others. People way too free with that B word and that N word nowadays. They're way too free with it, and it flies around way too much. And I'm saying this, and I'm gonna use the N word as an example. I remember Kyrie got into it with a player on an opposing team who called him the N word, and Kyrie said, "No, we don't do that.
Do that.
We don't roll like that." right? So I'm saying that we just got to be a little more thoughtful about some of the things that we're saying to people, particularly because some words are triggering. Words are not just words. Some words trigger, and some words can trigger someone to the point that you accidentally get your ass whipped.
And from what I heard, he said Metcalf actually took it light on him. Be real with you, because he could have snatched him down. He could have snatched him down.
He could have snatched it out the stands, and then it could have been all hell breaks loose. You know, Detroit used to some malice in the palace. So I'm just saying.
It can happen again. It might be a little harder in the NFL. The NFL crowd a little bigger, but that's the only thing. That's all I'm saying, brother. You got to realize that's all. It's different heckling and crossing the line.
And again, that one word in particular, you say that word to a certain person of a certain hue, of a certain race, of a certain ethnicity, how they respond. So
and that's on you.
So be careful if you're gonna cross that line. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. And I don't feel sorry for you. I hope you learn a lesson for it as you heal up.
Yep. Because and they say like people be like it's a crazy fan thing or fans just fans. Would you think that guy would say that to DK Metcalf if he saw DK Metcalf on the street? No, because then now he know it's free game to get himself slapped. And he go get slapped. But that's what we gonna move on though. Salute, Tracy. But see, I know you making it deeper than rap, Brandon, because that's a whole different era of time.
That's a whole different conversation that we don't have time to get into.
Because during that time, let's just say and I don't want to go too deep into it because this is just gonna start. Because during that time, when they would do that to Jackie Robinson and he would respond like DK Metcalf, Jackie Robinson wouldn't be here during that time. Let's just say that. If he responded and slapped a person of a different race during that time, it'd have been a whole different situation. Is you gonna say the fans during that era should have been more mature? Oh, but it's cool. Well, but you gonna understand? You know, I'm not gonna say what Jackie Robinson would have been there, but he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and also let me just say this real quick about Jackie Robinson. Had Jackie Robinson responded that way in that time, they would have changed his name to something Chinese. He hung high, because that's what they did back then. That's a terrible equivalency. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's just we can move on. That's a terrible equivalent because I would try to avoid saying it, but yes, that's what you gotta lock in to understand what's going on. But speaking about another team that's trying to move, Bears are considering moving to Northwest Indiana, because I want to make sure emphasis in Indiana, because everybody see Indiana, they talking about Indianapolis gonna have two teams. And no, it's not the case at all. But the Bears consider moving to Indiana with efforts to secure a public funding for the stable in Illinois has stalled. It's a lot of things going on. They say the Chicago Bears say they are mulling to move to Northwest Indiana with their efforts to secure public funding. They said they need to build an enclosed stadium in Illinois, which has been stalled. Team president Kevin Ward insisted Wednesday in an open letter to fans that the team still prefers to build a new home on a tract of land in its own suburbs of Arlington Heights, Illinois. He also said the Bears are not using the threat to cross state lines as a leverage. It's okay. One thing I want to say about this, Sean, real quick before I get into your point. What everybody tried to say with the people of Illinois, because trust me, we got bad governments and tax stuff, they be crazy. Because first of all, a little backstory, Soldier Field got renovated. The Bears paid their side. The state of Illinois has not still paid their side, and they agreed on that. So that's one problem coming to play. Two, I know this not a leverage play, because if all the Bears asked for them, like, I don't raise our taxes on the building, that's it, and then we'll figure everything else out. They wanted the public fund. The public fund is them just pretty much saying, pay y'all half. Pay y'all half for Soldier Field. The reason why they go to Northwest Indiana ain't no leverage. The governor of Indiana said they pretty much can build something tax-free here. Tax-free, and they go and help build it. That ain't leverage. Somebody's offering a better deal. And if you don't want the team, I'll feel bad for anybody got an office seat, because if the Chicago Bears lose if the Chicago lose the Chicago Bears, you will not get a vote. Right. Chicago is the biggest team in Chicago, son. I know everybody see the Bulls and they think Jordan got so much love in Chicago. His 6 rings don't compare to the 85 Bears who won Super Bowl.
Right.
The Bears are the biggest team in Chicago.
Yes.
No team is bigger than them
Yes.
at all. No, I can tell you how Chicago sports fans look at anything sports related. And I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. It is somebody who lives in Chicago. So miss me with the Michael Jordan. It's not the case. It's the Bears. Then it's Derrick Rose because he's from here. Then it's the Chicago Cubs. In that order. That's all Chicago sports fans care about. So mess up with the Bears. They still doing the Super Bowl shuffle, Sean, and we ain't seen Super Bowl since '85.
Right.
Yeah. But the Arlington situation, only reason I think actually the Northwest Indiana move might be better for the Bears and for fans because Arlington Heights, where from Soldier Field, I'm gonna say, from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights, Northwest Indiana is actually closer.
Right.
So it's not like you actually helping like the South Sider fans too. So I say, yeah, I think I'm cool with the move. They still gonna be called the Chicago Bears. People forget that the Giants don't play in New York, and they still the New York Giants. So they'll be fine. The team that actually play in New York ain't called it's the Buffalo Bills. So they'll be fine. What you think about this move? You think the Bears should do it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the Bears, Soldier Field is the oldest stadium in the NFL. They obviously did the renovation in the early 2000s. If I remember, the Bears played, it was at U of I or was it at Northwestern, if I remember?
It was Northwestern.
Northwestern. So, again, I think, obviously for the Bears, they have, some idea of where they want to be. I think, obviously, they want to be in the Chicago area. Even if it's not in Chicago, they want to be in the Chicago area, but they want to build a stadium that, again, allows them to use the stadium for more than just football. And Soldier Field, especially during this time of year, doesn't really offer more for football than just football. So this is something that I mean, and Gary's 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of people from Chicago moved to Indiana too.
Right, exactly. So it's not uncommon. I remember when I lived in Illinois, I was in Western Illinois, but I was right on the border of Illinois, Iowa. So it's not all that uncommon for people to be when they're on that border to live in one state and work in another, and vice versa. I think the Bears obviously though understand they need a new stadium. They've been needing a new stadium for some time.
It's time.
It's been time. Maybe they'll come up with a solution where, again, they can play somewhere in the Chicago area or, again, play at Northwestern or whatever, U of I or whatever, and maybe they can rebuild the stadium in the same site where Soldier Field is now. I don't know. But, obviously there's still a lot more to this story to come. Do I think the Bears are going to move to Indiana? I don't think they're going to move to Indiana, but also I never thought the Raiders would move to Vegas.
Yep.
So that's
it can happen.
It can happen. It can happen. And again, Vegas with the Raiders is different because that's outside of California. The point is that they, the Bears want to be in the Chicago area if they can help it.
Yeah, because they know that you can't get rid of that fan base. And don't get me wrong, I like that Raider fans do travel. They do, because I know when they play the Chargers, but LA used to be Raider town.
Right.
But even with them being in Vegas, it don't hit the same. It don't hit the same in like LA and Oakland. It don't, because you lose that aura a little bit too.
Yeah.
So there's like the Bears don't want to lose that aura. And if Brandon Kent, I know he was saying like what I explained was leverage. Now, if you really want to say what's the leverage play that the Chicago Bears doing, they waited till the team got good and got a quarterback. That's the leverage that. Hey, we good now. We got our quarterback now. Now, if you want to talk about what's the leverage is, that's the leverage. Because trust me, Illinois is. I don't know if Brandon Kent's from Illinois around the area. If you know how the government is here, trust me, this ain't no leverage play. You just touted a BS. Because I guarantee you, it's some BS going around. Because where they have for the money for the stadium renovations at? Oh, that's what they get a little quiet now, Sean. But we'll talk about leverage.
And again, I think we have to just remind people how close Chicago is to the border of Illinois and Indiana. Like it's very close. It's right there. So it's not like they're moving, 100, 150, 200 miles away. is literally right there on the board, right there.
And I could go somewhere right there by the border, get cheaper tax, because taxes in Illinois and Indiana ain't the same. And they said they will help. And they lowered everything. They said you can build it however you want. We will make the space for you. Honestly, ain't nothing in Indiana anyway, but people who moved there from Chicago, you got nothing but space in town. So that's what I said. I don't believe the money play move is leverage, because if it's that much, he would have just moved them to Timbuktu somewhere else. He's literally trying to keep them close to the Chicago area. He just said, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with the Illinois government people. And I don't blame him. The only leverage move is doing this while the team is good and we got a quarterback now. That's the leverage. Like, do you really want to lose the Bears right now? We looking back good. You see Caleb Williams. You see what Caleb Williams just did, game-winning touchdown in overtime to stun the Packers, Sean, in the epic comeback. And that's what Caleb Williams did do, though, Sean. Bears beat the Packers 22-16 in an overtime win. I was happy that the Bears won, Sean.
Of course.
I'm not gonna lie.
You picked them and I pick them.
Yeah, I needed you to, yeah. But I don't usually say the F word. When I say I can say the fix is here. I'm gonna say the R word. But I'm just saying, it feels good to be on the good side of the cinema. But everything would have looked too perfect, man. I ain't gonna lie. Down 3 minutes left, down by 10.
Yeah.
Field goal range, onside kick perfectly. Get down.
Well, Dobbs got to catch that. I'm sorry. You have to attack the ball and catch it. That's your job on the hands team.
It was a miracle game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was absolutely a miracle game. It was absolutely a miracle game.
And then Caleb, because I know I think Brandon Kessler said something about me saying Caleb has arrived. No, Caleb has arrived. And Ben Johnson has arrived, because you see the hints of with Caleb Williams, because he got the one thing that you wish a lot of people can have. He can do the spectacular things. And the best thing about the Chicago Bears run right now is that what we seen with the Commanders last year, they just found a way to win games, which helped them in the playoffs because they was used to being in pressure situations of close games, because they whole year they was doing that. And that's what the Bears, I'm seeing the same similarities with the Bears this season. But you also got a spectacular quarterback who can make every pass. Sean, people don't understand how amazing that pass Caleb Williams did. Chicago that day, the wind was blowing so fast. Even it was point where the kickers had to kick the ball far left because how bad the wind was blowing right to actually hit a field goal.
Yes.
My door is like heavy. I got like a heavy metal door for the apartments. The wind blew my door back. That's how much the wind was blowing. My door had to be at least about like 10 points. That's one of them heavy metal doors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that pass he made on the money in the breadbasket, 50+ yards. Yeah, Caleb Williams has arrived. He is the truth. And then people still forget this, Sean. This is first year with Ben Johnson. They still figuring it out. This is not even a final form yet.
Right.
They still figuring it out, Sean. But what was your reaction to the game? Because the only problem that the Bears have, to me, they got to get better at like starting games. They like with the fourth quarter start, they just turn to a whole different team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Bears found a way to win the game, right? Which is ultimately what they wanted to do, find a way to win the game. Certainly Jordan Love going down may have, impacted the outcome of the game some. But down 10 with 3 minutes to go, and you find a way to force overtime. It was clear Malik Willis, he got hurt late in the fourth quarter.
He didn't play bad, by the way, though.
He didn't play badly, but it was clear he was hurt. The greater issue to me for the Packers was, that they came out with because of the win. They both teams wanted to run the football. Packers had 44 attempts, rushing. They wanted to run the football because of the win. The Bears had 26. Caleb ended up having to throw a little bit more to get back in the game, obviously. But, one thing, and I remember last year people were talking about, the Bears made a mistake. They should have taken Jaden Daniels. and I kept saying, there's a reason why Caleb Williams was considered by many the consensus number one quarterback in last year's draft. He can make a lot of throws, and quiet as kept. The thing about him, I think there's probably people who are noticing more with him is when he uses his legs, it's usually positive yards.
Every time.
He's not a runner in terms of he's not a guy that's going to run a lot by design and things like that, but he can move when he wants to. And that I think makes him, obviously a very dangerous quarterback, particularly as you said, the wind and the cold. You like your quarterback to use their legs. I think when it gets a little colder, as well, to be another, running element, for your offense. But I mean, it was a big win. Obviously, the Packers and Bears, it's the longest rivalry in NFL history. There's no love lost between the two. DJ Moore wearing the cheese grater hat after the game was insane. But other than that, listen, it was an amazing game. Hope we get to see a round 3 in the playoffs. That remains to be seen. But certainly it was a big win for the Bears.
Also, Sean, I want to even say this with Caleb Williams. I think he might be the best quarterback in the league. Only person I might say maybe ahead of him, maybe. I ain't going to say maybe. If you say him, I wouldn't be mad. Mahomes. I think he might be the best thrower of football on the run. Like the passes I see him make this season on the run is like ridiculous, Sean.
I mean, remember he was getting a lot of the stuff he did at USC and even at Oklahoma, but at USC in particular, he was getting the Mahomes comparisons because of his ability to throw on the move and to throw off platform. The concern with Caleb Williams was his ability to play in structure.
Yep.
And I think you've seen as the season has gone on, he and Ben Johnson, from a play design perspective, but also from a structure perspective, have gotten a little more symbiotic. Obviously, there's a lot of guys who can throw on the run. I'm not going to rank them. Josh Allen is someone that's saying in the chat, definitely. Allen. Is another one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know now.
Lamar throws well on the run. Jalen Hurts throws well on the run. There's guys who do it, on the run, especially on boots and things of that nature. But I mean, again, he's a tremendous talent. Drake May throws well on the run as well. So there's some guys that do it, really, really well.
Now, if you want to, Brandon has, because he said Allen has a better arm talent than Caleb Williams. Now, if you want to say he has a better arm at this moment today, but talent, no, he doesn't. Caleb Williams literally came out. Josh Allen had developed that. This is Caleb. It's close, and this is Caleb's second year and first year with a good head coach. Josh Allen had to develop things. Don't act like we can talk about. Let's compare year 2 Josh Allen and year 2 Caleb Williams. We ain't gonna do that. Tell us that talent is without
and I think we got to also keep in mind throwing the ball on the run is not just about arm strength. It's about accuracy and ball placement and touch. So you don't necessarily have to have a cannon arm to do that.
Mm-hmm. Who was that one touchdown pass that he threw? Remember that one on the run to the right in the end zone, and it looked like it wasn't. He had to throw that ball perfectly for.
Yeah, it was DJ Moore. It was DJ
Moore. And then a reporter asked a question: "Do you think that was ill-advised?" He said, "I can make any throw."
Right.
I have never seen Josh Allen, especially early in his career, make no pass like that. And I really don't even know if he. I don't want to sound too crazy. I could be wrong, but I don't know if I ever see him make a pass like that. Really thinking about it, I don't really.
People were comparing that pass to Joe Montana to Dwight Clark. Like that's what they were comparing it to because of where Caleb was on the sideline compared to where he had to get the ball to at the back of the end zone. So, again, it's early. I think the sky is still the limit for Caleb Williams, but I think a lot of it's going to come down to how do the Bears continue to fill it out, around him. The Bears fixed their biggest issue in the offseason, which was the interior of the offensive line. They fixed that. They have one of the best interior offensive lines now, and a lot of people are not talking about that piece. That was a big part of their problem. And couple that with Ben Johnson coming in, bringing a scheme, and he's not running the scheme exactly like he ran it in Detroit. He's built the scheme well around, the talent they have. And so, again, I think the sky's the limit. But this is year 1. Let's see what happens in year 2, year 3. We've seen some boy wonder coaches come in and do well in year 1. Can you sustain and continue to build? I'm gonna be honest with you. When I watch Ben Johnson, particularly post game, he's impressive to me. I think he's the right the right coach at the right time. And, you know, I think a lot of teams are going to be looking like, man, we probably should have figured out a way to get that guy, you know, out of Detroit sooner than later.
Yeah, he got a whole chant for the shit. We in Chicago ain't never had a chant. That good, better, best got the city in the chokehold right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So Sean, you sent me this, and once I read like what the title said, I kind of want to do like a live show reaction of it. So I didn't even watch it. Jason Whitlock made a video. He put a clip from his show Fearless. And he said something kind of crazy because I read the title and I instantly laughed and I said, I'm gonna just wait till we do the show. I want to actually live reaction. Let me share this on my screen because if this is what I think it is, just to be that type of person for cloud chasing, man, this is atrocious work, by the way. But he says in 2018, the NFL had 19 QBs averaging 250 yards per game. This season, we got 5. The hyper focus on DEA and black quarterback play has diminished competing and Murdick. I'll take it right in the NFL. Competition and what? Sean, what is he talking about? What is I'm just like, what is he talking about? But okay, I just let's react together and just see what he said. But let's see.
19 quarterbacks in 2018 averaged more than 250 passing yards per game. These are quarterbacks with 8 or more starts. Let's fast forward to right now, 2025. There are 5 quarterbacks that average more than 250 passing yards per game. Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, and Drake May. In 2018, 19 quarterbacks averaged more than 250 passing yards. What are we watching? What is going on with the National Football League? Has gambling and fantasy football distracted us so much and covered up all the flaws of the National Football League that we're sitting here watching? We're watching quarterback play go directly into the toilet, and we're pretending like we don't see it at all. My contention is the hyper focus on DEI and black quarterback play has diminished merit, has diminished competition, has undermined the pursuit of excellence for the pursuit of quotas. And everybody's play has dropped because of the hyper focus on DEI.
All right. I can't do it. I can't do it. I know you MF in line. Well, okay. What is black quarterback play? What do you mean by that? The quarterback with the most rushes right now, Sean, is white. Josh Allen. What is he talking about? One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Can make all the passes. It's black. A quarterback who can do both in Lamar Jackson. Black. What the fuck? What are you talking about? If you would have kept it like the sports betting, I was like, all right. What does DEI have to do with that? You trying to say Lamar Jackson only your starting quarterback for the Ravens because he's black? Patrick Mahomes, he only got his job. What quarterback? Even people get Jalen Hurts a lot of flack, but you can't tell me Jalen Hurts only got his job at the Eagles because he. Come on now. This clickbait is dumb. This is dumb. But I mean, it's not even my part. Is I see what y'all said. Like I ain't falling for the rage bait. I'm just saying you will go that low just to get 1 million views or just to get a couple clicks. You will sound that stupid. Tell me I don't understand, Sean. I don't understand. But like, what are we doing, bro?
Can I jump in here, SB, real quick?
Please go away, because I'm gonna look up the per game too.
Okay, so I want to say two things. Number one, Jason Whitlock played college football. He was an offensive lineman at Ball State, I believe, which is apropos because his take is nuts. So I want to just point out a couple things. Number one, as the league has gotten more wide open in terms of passing concepts and passing offense, the number one thing that's happened over the last couple of years is defensive strategy has changed.
Yep.
NFL defenses and defensive coordinators have adapted to the modern passing game.
Mm-hmm.
You see some teams that start three safeties. Three safeties.
And I would think he would know that since he played football, or people adjusted to the schemes.
You would think. And I'm not going to say what I wanted to say there because I'm trying not to be too mean, but you would think. Now, nothing in his video talks about that. That teams are playing more too high in zone coverages. The idea of playing too high safety, cover two, or zone coverages is designed to keep everything in front and take away the big downfield plays.
Yep.
Secondly, what are offenses doing? They're going to the shorter, quicker passing game.
Yep.
So the average air yards have dropped significantly because offenses are going to the shorter passing game. The second thing is, and what his video doesn't point out, is there's been a rise of dual threat and run heavy quarterbacks. Quarterbacks run more than they ever have.
And the one that run the most is White.
Right? If they are literally guys who are playing against certain defenses, and if they don't have anything open down the field, they take off. So the rushing numbers are up and the rushing attempts are up among quarterbacks than they ever been before. But just to go back to 2018, here are your top 10 rushing quarterbacks from 2018 in order: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, Cam Newton, Mitch Trubisky, Sierra's husband, Blake Bortles, Marcus Mariota, Dak Prescott, and Jameis Winston. Those are your top 10 rushing quarterbacks from 2018. Do you know what most of those guys on that list have done? Thrown for 4,000 yards.
Yes.
A couple of them have thrown for 5,000 yards.
But this boy, I don't understand.
Yeah. So let's also talk about that. But also, two more things real quick, SB. Offenses are going to more risk-averse offenses, meaning they're calling fewer go balls, deep, lower percentage throws, because the defensive schemes have adjusted and they want to protect quarterbacks from turnovers.
Yep.
You want to look at the turnover numbers from back then? I promise you they were higher.
I bet they was. And he did all that talking about like the numbers being low. I'm literally looking back and forth with the numbers. The completion percentage is pretty much the same, if not better now.
Right. This has nothing to do with DEI. This is about adjustments. The league always goes through these phases. There was a time 20 years ago when you drafted a running back, you were drafting a running back in the top 10 of the draft.
Yep.
Because if you didn't have a running back, you didn't have anything. Then when Roger Goodell comes in, they say, hey, listen, we want to make the game more entertaining, we want to bring in the casual fan. We have to open up the game. Let's change the rules to open things up. Look at Tom Brady's passing numbers from 2005 to 2006, and then look at 2007. What happened? Two things. One, you got Randy Moss. Two, the rules changed. The league goes through this. This is the nature of football. It's the nature of football. It has nothing to do with DEI. It is the most inane and insane thing I've heard. And again, he gave not one football explanation about why that could be. It was all about DEI.
It's all about that, and the whole point is just go run right back to DEI. Didn't make no sense. Didn't even add a stat to complete because they're Sean. Look at this, right? Because we 15 games in the season, right? 15 games. We already played 16 games. Some of these guys only play a little, but going down the top tier order, interceptions 16, 12, 7, 12, 12, 5, 10, 4, 7, 2, right? This is 18. And some of these guys that I named didn't even play. Like the one that got 4, that's Nick Foles. He only played 5 games. But I'm going to do everybody who played 16 games. I'm just going to give you their turnovers. 16 interceptions, 12 interceptions, 7, 12, 15, 10, 11, 14, 12, 11. There's a lot of double digits. Let me go to the top 10 of everybody. All these people I say besides one. 5 interceptions with 40 touchdowns. Man, these people got more touchdowns. Matthew Stafford got 40 and 5 right now. Next, Dak Prescott with 10. Jared Goff only got 5 interceptions. 8, 11. Wait, Mahomes only played 14, 11, 13. 5, 7. It looked like it's more turnovers during the era that you gassing. And the completion percentage is the same. And they throwing less balls. And get more yards. So you happy that a season where everybody threw for over 200 some plus yards, but with nothing really else to show for it. But that's DEI. He's got to be a joke, Sean. This is like, what did he gain from this? That's all I'm really asking.
Clicks.
Got us to talk. Was it worth it
for him?
I guess. Yeah, he got.
I mean, is this worth it as Twinkies and Ding Dongs are to him? So,
yeah. You know, it is around holiday time. He got to hit his quota because that was just stupid. He was better off going with the betting odds. I was with him. And I was like, oh yeah, it's the betting and the numbers and everybody over. I was like, and then he said, I'm like, okay, you lost me. Because I'm not making any promises. I'm going to attempt to get a former NFL quarterback to come on the podcast, someone I think I can reach out to, to talk about quarterback play today comparative to when he played, because he played in the early 2000s. But yeah, I just think there's got to be it has to be a nuanced conversation. I think there's questions around quarterback play, but I also think it comes back to what I've been screaming for years, SB, which is football is the ultimate team game, and it's not all just about the quarterback. One player can't win it in football.
It doesn't work that way.
Miles Garrett's going to break the sack record right now, and the Browns ain't nowhere near close to playoffs.
Right. The Jacksonville Jaguars are much more than Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. You can tell. Only my own question is, Sean, what is black? What do you mean black quarterback play? What is black quarterback play?
I mean, again, that's a question you'd have to ask him. I could imagine what he's saying or what he's trying to infer, but what he's doing is bringing up the age-old debate about the intellectualism of black quarterbacks and their ability to process and to lead and to understand, conceptually and intellectually what defenses are doing. That's a tired trope that has no merit at all and never did.
No. It's very because it's not just feeding into the troll. The problem is we got into a day and age where we just let everybody just say anything. The hot take era and thing. And sometimes you gotta be like, all right, bro, enough is enough. Sometimes stuff needs to be said because that's it's different if you be like, yeah, this person is the greatest player of all time. Oh yeah, black quarterback play and DEI is ruining how quarterbacks play. Like what? Nah, now we losing the plot. We losing the plot. But yeah, Sean, just like this next segment is, it's time to move on.
Yep.
It's time to move on. Jason Whitlock with the idiotic. I purposely have not told you the names I have on this list. Like I said, one of them I'm gonna scratch off because he's just an old guy. So it's like there would be no point of putting him on there. He don't really have a choice. it's going to be his choice to move on. All right, Sean. The first one is for Tip because I already kind of hinted at it. Is it time to move on from John Harbaugh?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I think it's very clear from outside looking in that it's not working anymore. And it has not worked in some time. And if we're being very honest, a lot of the again, the biggest issue with Harbaugh for me is the game mismanagement. It's the game mismanagement, right? Go back to the first game of this season against Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. Game mismanagement. But go back and look back the last several years. There have been how many blown leads have the Ravens had since 2020 under John Harbaugh? And if I kept count, including this season, it's 18.
18, yeah, that's a lot.
18.
That's a lot.
18. Time to move on. And again, the Ravens are the low-budget Steelers. They don't like getting rid of coaches, but they got rid of Brian Billett, who won a Super Bowl after some time. It's time to move on. It's time to move on.
The Doc Rivers of the NFL is crazy.
It may not be a bad take.
That's crazy. All right. Next up on the list, the next coach. Then the next one, we got 2 players coming up, and then we got player coach. Is it time to move on from Kevin Stefanski?
No.
Okay. Why
not? It's not time to move on from Kevin Stefanski because, again, I think the issues come with what are the front office ultimately trying to do, right? The front office, obviously, 2 first-round picks. Right now is about evaluating. You got a lot of young talent. And, again, young talent. Quishon Judkins had a really good season. He got hurt, broke his leg yesterday, unfortunately. Harold Fannin was a steal. He's been very good for them. But they really have to figure out what their young talent is, and they have to continue to add to that. I think Stefanski can continue to manage that. Right now, again, everybody's going to look at the quarterback situation with Gabriel and Shador, things like that. I think Gabriel showed he can be a decent NFL quarterback, maybe not a starter, but a decent NFL quarterback. I think Shador is showing he can be a starter. Again, if he's not your starter, he can be, a good number 2. But right now, they don't need to move on. Right now, they need to figure out how to add more talent, particularly to the offensive side of the ball in Cleveland. And also, I didn't talk about, to me, one of the biggest issues with the Browns this season is the tackle play has been less than stellar. So whether it's Shador, Shiloh, Shaheem, whoever's back there playing quarterback, until you get the tackle play correct, it's going to be very, very difficult to evaluate whether or not someone can be a starter. I don't think they move on yet. I think they want to give Kevin Stefanski every chance because he's shown he can be successful. I think they want to give him another chance to do that. And the question is, who's running to Cleveland to be their head coach? Just asking.
Nobody. I know this one jumping the gun, but it's kind of like I've been felt this way. But I know, like how you said, they don't rotate. They don't like a franchise don't rotate coaches. This franchise don't rotate quarterbacks. But he hasn't been spectacular, and I feel like he's the only person holding him back. So I make sure I said this before I say what I said, or before I say the player's name. Is it time to move on from Jordan Love?
No, not at all. That's insane.
I think he's holding them back.
That's insane. He's not holding them back. He's actually saved them more than you probably know. No, he saved them because the issue with the Packers has not been Jordan Love. The issue with the Packers is 2 things. One, their receivers don't always catch passes. I think they led the league in drops a couple years ago, and
they might,
yeah. And the issue to me is, do they have a true number 1 receiver? I like to think it's Christian Watson, but Christian Watson doesn't stay healthy. But Christian Watson has the talent of a number 1. He just doesn't stay healthy. Yeah. But
Jordan Love don't either.
Well, Jordan Love, I mean, again, Jordan Love has had little knick-knack injuries. He hasn't missed significant time. But also remember, this is his 3rd season as a starter. It's just his 3rd season as a starter. Like, I know people like it's only his third season as a starter. And again, he's gotten better. The issue with Jordan Love the previous couple years was starting out slow. He actually started out the season better this year. And again, the expectation was he would pick his game up. He got hurt the other night. It stinks. Got a concussion the other night, unexpected, but he was playing really well. I think he was 14-1 the last 4 games, touchdown, interception. He's playing really well. And he's the part of the reason why the Packers, a lot of people consider the Packers a dark horse Super Bowl contender. Until Michael Parsons got hurt. I still think they can make the run, but we'll see. Now, at the end of the day, no, they don't need to move on. Because again, if they move on, there's gonna be a lot of teams calling them trying to get Jordan Love out of Green Bay.
Okay. That one was a breach. That was more of my Chicago,
I know. Yeah. Y'all shout out, brother. Y'all all the same. Y'all all the same. Yeah. He played for the Packers. He stinks.
He trash. He stinks. Yeah. All right. Now, serious one.
Yeah.
Is it time to move on for Kyler Murray?
Yes.
Why is that?
Yes. I just think again at this point they're going to have a new head coach because I do not see Gannon surviving the season, the end of this season. I think he's pretty much knows he's going to get fired. It's time to bring in a new head coach, and a new head coach like going to want to bring in their own quarterback. Can they go out in free agency and get a Mac Jones or someone
Mac
of that?
Jones would be nice.
We'll see. They have weapons, obviously. You talk about Trey McBride, you talk about Marvin Harrison Jr., you talk about Michael Wilson. Got to figure out the running game. They don't really have a stud running back like that, but they have some weapons. It's time to move on, and I think Kyler Murray knows it's time to move on. I think he's ready to move on as well.
It should be a change of identity there. I got 2 more, and then we got to do our real takes overreaction. These 2 are players, quarterbacks, and the coach.
Okay.
So we clean the house with both of them. All right. Is it time to move on from Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniels?
Been past time.
Okay. Yeah, it's about that time.
It's been past time. Tua especially.
I think Tua will show.
I will say, I will say, listen, we very hard on Coach Logic in this podcast, but I will say he has had them pretty competitive these last several weeks of the season. So, it's time to move on from Tua. Coach Logic, I think they can give maybe they keep him, again, but I think, Tua definitely without question.
All right. Last one. Is it time to move on from, because he was high on this team and they definitely disappointed you, Sean.
Yes.
Is it time to move on from Pete Carroll and Geno Smith?
Ooh. The Pete Carroll thing is interesting because I didn't think Pete Carroll was a long-term answer for them.
He ain't the answer.
I don't think Pete Carroll forgot how to coach football at all. I just think they just don't have a lot of talent.
Okay.
They don't have a lot of talent. They just don't have a lot of talent. When they got rid of Christian Wilkins, and it was kind of like, I'll just pay this guy $100 million and you got rid of him. That was a little weird, but yeah, so I'm not going to say they should get rid of Pete Carroll. I think the biggest issue with Pete Carroll is, one, some of the coaching decisions he made. Obviously, hiring Chip Kelly was a terrible, terrible decision. We thought him and Geno, because of the success they had in Seattle, that they could recreate it in Vegas. But see how they had more talent.
Yep.
They had more talent. They had Jackson Smith and Jigba. They had DK Metcalf. They had a better offensive line. Their offensive line is awful. It's awful. Yes. It's awful. And they have no receivers to speak of, to be honest. No. Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, who showed you yesterday why he was so highly picked yesterday in their game. But I'm saying I don't think they should move on from Pete or Geno. But I do think, obviously, they do need to think about long-term, because Pete's just not the long-term answer because of his age and things of that nature. And Geno was always going to be kind of a bridge quarterback. Anyway. I think they're obviously going to be, probably in the quarterback market in the draft. Could they get Mendoza from Indiana, who a lot of people are high on? Could they get Dante Moore if he doesn't go back to Oregon? that remains to be seen. But even then, if you bring one of those young guys in, I still think you got to have a better veteran, there so you don't have to rush the young guy on the field.
Yeah, I'm going to say with me as a Chargers fan, now keep Pete Carroll. Yeah, please keep the guy there, man. Keep him there, man. Don't add no more talent. I love seeing the Raiders lose. But it's time for the favorite part of the show. Real take or overreaction? Sean, this is what you said me. I want to answer this one first.
Yes.
Real take or overreaction? Sean believes the NFL should give Christmas Day back to the NBA. And Sean, I say H to the no. They should not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we were talking about the schedule earlier. I forgot what Brad. I want to go through the chat where he said it in the chat about like the Monday night games being bad. Because the Christmas schedule really was that bad. It's just teams didn't show up. Like nobody thought the Vikings was going to be this bad, but the Lions was good. After what Jay McDaniels did and how the Cowboys offense looked, they were supposed to be good. And then who knew Patrick Mahomes was going to get hurt? So honestly, the scheduling wasn't bad. It just unfortunately how the season went. But no, ain't no reason. I'm not giving it back to the NBA because you see how everybody talked about the Christmas Day last year. So as a fan, H to the no, they should give him back. This is definitely an overreaction, Sean. But I digress. What you think?
I'm going to say it's an overreaction, but I need the NBA to start scheduling games on Thanksgiving. Just see, we're going to play petty. Let's just be petty. Let's just be petty.
Yeah.
Adam Silver too nice. Just be petty. Just schedule games on Thanksgiving. No more Thanksgiving Eve games. Just put some games on Thanksgiving.
I would have had the Knicks versus the Lakers on Thanksgiving. That's going to sell off the name alone. LeBron will be mad because he got to work every holiday. But hey, look. Luka versus Luka in New York. Oh, that's gonna be funny. Real take or overreaction? That is all me. Sean, Caleb Williams will be a top 5 quarterback by the end of this season.
I want to hear your responses before I say it.
Oh, 100% real take. He can make every pass. He might push this team to where they need to go. The talent is there, and that's how I'm looking at it too, because the quarterback situation really to be in the top 5 is really wide open. If I said who's the best quarterback right now, and I'm being honest, so I want one name I'm going to put in, so I'm going to be honest. At the moment today, it would be Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Drake May, and probably Sam Darnold would be my last. That's the top 5 people playing at the quarterback position right now. And with those names being up at top, I can see Caleb Williams sneaking his way in there, especially if he go on a nice playoff run. But the talent there. So I say it's a real take. Obviously, it was my take, but yeah, what you got?
I'm going to say overreaction, but I do think he's certainly in the upper echelon of quarterbacks this season in the NFL. Now, again,
doing it in Chicago with the cold weather, by the way. People got to remember that.
I know the numbers aren't great, particularly like when you look at the completion percentage. Some of the completion percentage numbers aren't great, but they're winning, and he's playing well, and he's doing the one thing many people thought could not be done in Chicago, which was have a guy who could be potentially your long-term franchise quarterback. So I'm saying that is the win for Caleb Williams. And if the Bears made the playoffs, they clinched last night, yesterday evening. But the Bears being in the playoffs, I think there's some people who did not think that they would be in the playoffs, and they are. He's in the conversation of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But I also want to say they have a very nice team around him. And again, Ben Johnson, can't give him enough credit because he's done very well.
True got a good question. Does the NFL teams got Christmas exclusive? I don't think so. No, I think only team that's got the exclusive deal is the Lions on Thanksgiving. They always.
Well, the Lions and Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving because they were the first teams to volunteer to play on Thanksgiving. That's why they always host the Thanksgiving games. So that's why they have the Thanksgiving games. But in terms of the Christmas exclusive, the Christmas exclusive is Netflix in the NFL. That's the exclusive, so to speak.
All right, next one. This was gonna be like we throw a shade again, but you know, overtime win. I don't know. I'm gonna take it is what it is. Real take overreaction. Jordan Love isn't the answer at quarterback for the Packers.
Massive overreaction. Massive.
I'm just calling it how I see it, man.
Massive overreaction. Yeah, I know you want. Listen, you want them out of the division because it makes life a little easier for the Bears. But and also too. Well, also too. I mean, if you think about it, if we're just looking at quarterbacks. I would say right now, I would have him as the best quarterback in the division right now.
Over Jared Goff?
Jared Goff, just because Jared Goff has limits. Okay. Jared Goff's great, but Jared Goff has limits. Jordan Love can do more.
I might take Goff. I might take Goff. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, if we were doing a quarterback draft, I'm taking Jordan Love. And I had to choose from that division, I'm taking Jordan Love.
Over Caleb? If you had the oh yeah, you crazy.
Today, yeah, no.
Yes, again, I'm taking Caleb.
No, because again, Caleb's done this year. Can I see just a little more from him? I've seen Jordan Love, Jordan Love is a really good quarterback, man. Like
I ain't saying he bad, but he ain't showed me nothing that I'm not gonna take Caleb over him. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with Caleb. Well, at least we know who the worst quarterback in the division is, though.
Well, I mean, that's easy. Yeah, the one in
Minnesota.
Yeah, the one in Minnesota. The one in Minnesota. Yeah.
Ruining Justin Jefferson. But the last one, real take a overreaction. The Browns losing season will ruin Myles Garrett's sack record.
I'm gonna say overreaction to that. Again, when the guy breaks an individual record, regardless of the team's season, it may not be as ballyhooed as it normally is, but that's still a big deal to break the single season sack record. That's a big deal. Like I don't ever want to disrespect that, and we know what Myles Garrett is as a player. So no, I'm gonna say overreaction.
Real quick before we get to our picks, he said, what has Jordan Love? I mean, we'll say what has Jordan Love done? He said, Sean, a Packer fan. Now you see that big Saint logo behind him. He's not a Packers fan, but he delivers with Jordan Love.
You mean besides win 2 playoff games his first 2 years? When he smacked the Cowboys in the playoffs?
Smacked the Cowboys.
And they probably should have beaten the Niners in the rain in San Santa Clara, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. They should have. They should have. But yeah, that's all right. But I do kind of feel him. I would just say if we had you said draft. That's all. Like when you said a draft.
If I was picking a quarterback and I had to pick from that division, I would take Jordan Love first, just because he can do more.
More than Caleb?
I'm saying he can do more, and I've seen more from him. I think Caleb is as talented, but I just want to see more.
Oh, Love plays better in big games. We will see.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I'm not disputing that at all. And he's been in the playoffs 3, straight years as a starter, and probably going to get there fourth time. So,
yeah, shout out time for the next favorite part of the show before we get up out of here. Does tonight game matter?
No.
Okay, cool. Let's know what time it is.
SB and Sean NFL picks of the week.
SB and Sean NFL picks of the week. I think Sean, you won last week, right?
No, you won last week.
What's the score? I didn't update the scoreboard last time.
Well, yeah, I don't
know. Well, I know it was close. It was like if I won last, it's like 7-8 because what week we in?
Yeah.
It'd be 16.
Brandon Kemp, we're not talking about the game actually matter. We're talking about for our picks of the week. We do picks of the week, and that's why we're talking about does it matter for between SB and I for picks of the week.
Yeah, I believe this should be right.
Yeah.
7, I think that's right. Well, okay, whatever.
Are you sure? I thought I was up 2. I thought I was up 2.
I think it was 6 because that one game because it's week 15, right?
I thought you changed it last week. It's week 15. Go back.
So I got to be 6. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Week 16. Week 16. It's week 16. So, okay, man, that is right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you should be up on there. I'm trying to say that's what I said. My math should be math, and my math should be math. Okay, BS. You are still wrong.
No, that's we just saw week 16. It should be 861.
861. Yep. Okay. I'm saying my math.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's right. Something's wrong. Okay. All right.
Okay, cool. 861. But
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
picks of the week.
Picks of the week. First game, Philadelphia, Washington. We both took the Eagles. The Eagles did win.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay, Chicago. I took the Packers. You took the Bears. Bears pulled that one out.
Bear down.
Buffalo at Cleveland. We both took the Bills. Bills did win that one.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers at Dallas. We both took the Chargers. Chargers did win that one. Kansas City at Tennessee. I took the Chiefs. You took the Titans. Titans did win that one.
Let's go Titans.
Cincinnati at Miami. We both took the Bengals. Bengals did win that one. Jets at the Saints. You took the Jets. I took the Saints. Saints did win that one.
Never again.
Minnesota at the Giants. We both took the Vikings. Vikings somehow won that game. It was an ugly game. Tampa Bay at Carolina. You took the Buccaneers. I took the Panthers. Panthers did win that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville at Denver. We both took Denver. Jacksonville did beat Denver. Atlanta at Arizona. We both took the Falcons. Falcons did win that one. Pittsburgh at Detroit. We both took Detroit. Steelers won that one late. Controversially late, but neither here nor there. Raiders at the Texans. We both took the Texans. Texans did win that one. Patriots at Baltimore. We both took the Ravens. Patriots did win that one. And so we are tied this week because we both took the 49ers tonight. So,
I mean, I can't take the Colts. I can't. You want to take? You don't want to take the Colts?
I'm not taking right-handed Jared Lorenzen for nothing. Give me the Niners tonight.
I mean, right now, Phillip Rivers just scored. For the love of the game, I'll take the Colts.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I don't want no time. We ain't ending off no time. I'm two down. I gotta take the chance. I'm two down.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Let's take the Colts.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Chargers legend at quarterback right now, man. We can do it.
Legend is relative, but I understand your point. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to the Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 11 kids, man. Do it for the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been another great episode of Real Takes on Fake the Base with SB and Sean. We will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Real takes over fake debates.